Hello, and welcome to Excel Highway, your one-stop shop for all your spreadsheet needs. Today's video is sponsored by Connecteam. In today's video, I want to share with you how I built an employee time clock system you can use on Google Sheets. Using Google Sheets, your employees can use their mobile phones to report their clock in, clock out, vacation, and sick leave. You can later use a managerial file that will aggregate all of the data from the employees' files in a very effective way. The file is comprised of 4 sheets. Time clock. This is the main sheet where the employees will input their daily activity. Log database. This sheet stores all the daily inputs from the employees. Dashboard. This sheet summarizes the monthly activity. And parameters, this sheet is used for the app script. Let's start deep diving into how this was built step by step. Each employee will have their own file. You, as the manager, will own all the files and share each of them with one employee. That way the data is secured and each employee sees their data only. Plus, there's no issue of multiple users working together. In my next video, I will show you how to build a managerial file that aggregates all the data from the employees file. This video focuses only on the employees. Let's start with parameters. That's the very simple sheet. I only have one value I use to understand the next available row in the log database. I'll use this value in the app script. I usually like to have a parameters sheet whenever I build something. In this case, I only needed one value, and that's the next available row. So I'm using count A over here in the log database and adding 1. So it's showing me the next row will be 58. That means that the next input will be copied to row 58. Log database. One of the scripts is going to copy the daily data into the log database sheet. The added column J is the date to unify clock and time off dates. That's the only formula here, and it's a very simple one. If there's a value here in A50 or the email, I'm going to take the maximum between the time off date, which is the date of the vacation or sick day, and the clock in date. Otherwise, blank. So this will always give me a value of the date, either from here or from here. All of the lines are copied by the script and the user does not need to change anything here. The column headers match the columns from the time clock sheet. So it's a back-end sheet. The user or the employee doesn't have to do anything here, and we're just going to use this for our data. Dashboard, as you can guess, this is a pivot table based on the log database sheet. Very simple to create. All you need to do is highlight all the columns, insert, pivot table. I want the date as the row. I want the total hours as the value. And I want the, what else did I put here? Overtime hours as a value. And the time off as a value. And make sure it's a sum. Last thing, to aggregate everything on a monthly basis, I right click the date, create pivot date group, and I choose year month. So it aggregates everything here on a monthly basis. You can always change the headers, remove the sum of, which I don't like to see, just with deleting. And I have the pivot table ready. And since this is an employee-based sheet, this only shows that employee's information. Today's video is sponsored by Connecteam. Connecteam is an app that simplifies all of your business operation management needs. It's a perfect solution to manage, train, and communicate with your non-desk employees. I want to show you their amazing time clock feature. This feature will allow your employees to log all their daily activity. Let's jump in and you can see how your employees can use it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the Assets Time Clock, and right away it identifies my location using the GPS. Click on Start Shift, select the job, and as simple as that, your employee just clocked in. As they finish their work, they click on End Shift, again GPS, and the shift is over. They will get a summary, confirm the hours, and that's it. Of course, you as the manager will also be able to see this information on your end of the app or on the desktop app. If you're looking for a great app to manage your business needs, try Connecteam. Please use my affiliate link in the description. You can start for free. Let's jump to the time clock, which is the most used sheet by the employee. First of all, let's talk about the layout. As you can see, it's laid out this way in 2 columns and not a column for each value, which is what I usually do. This is because this is built ready for a mobile device. So in the mobile device, and I'll show you during this video how it looks, the screen focuses on these 2 columns and it looks very user-friendly. Let's look at the cells that we have here. We have the headers over here and the values over here. Select event. The user needs to select, the employee needs to select an event, and there's an app script in the background whenever you select an event. There's also a confirm, which is a yes, and also here there's a app script working in the background. A message, or sort of a warning message, will appear if there's an issue. Maximum regular hours is what you set up when you want to differentiate regular hours and overtime. The employee email, that's going to be pulled during the app script and pasted over here. Clock in, clock out, depending on what event you select. Total hours is this formula that gives us the time in hours, and it's rounded in 2 digits, so we get 1.52 hours, for example. Regular hours, it's the minimum between this value and 8. So if the total hours are 8.5, then the regular hours are going to be 8, and the overtime is the gap between them. Time off date, that's coming from the app script, time off, and reason. You'll see all of that quickly enough. So all the user has to do, the employee has to do, is select an event and confirm in the end the daily activity. You can see on the right, I basically have the same values, just in a row layout, not a column, because I'm going to use that to easily copy the data into the log database. So I'm just using offset from B5 with a $sign, using the column number, column F minus 5, to move the number of rows. Offset is a very useful function that you can reference a row and return a range or a certain cell. In this case, I want to drag the formula to the right and basically get the value one row below it. A lot of ways you can do that. You could use VLOOKUP. I just wanted to use offset. And I'm using the column number formula to return the number of columns. So the idea is that the employee will select an event and one will be updated. After filling it out, they will press select yes next to the confirm dropdown. This will trigger the second script to copy the line to the log database. Using the dropdowns and onEdit method allows users from phones to use this file, because buttons are not available on phones. That's why instead of a button, I have these users drop-down lists. Let's see how we generate the drop-down lists very quickly. Just click on data, data validation, and I just used a drop-down and just added another item and changed this to whatever I wanted. So that's how I have 4 options here and 1 option here. You can of course use the parameters sheet and add the options over here and reference that list. So let me show you how it works on the desktop version. I click on clock in and I get my email over here. I get the date, the time, so it's September 20th, 12:38 p.m. The total hours, regular hours, don't make sense because I don't have a clock out. Now if I try to click on confirm, I'm going to get this message, missing data, please fill all required fields. I'm going to go ahead and click on clock out now. Message will go away, and as you can see I have a date and time and it shows me total hours. Let's just make things interesting. Let's say 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. So it's a 10-hour shift, 10 in a minute. Okay, 10:01. And there are 8 hours because that's the minimum between them, and there are 2 hours of overtime. So it's 2.01 hours. So it's 1 divided by 100 of an hour, so to speak, because this is in hours. Now if I click on confirm, I don't see a pop-up message, or sorry, a message over here, and the data is gone. I go to log database and I see this new line appear over here. I'll go back to time clock. Now I want to declare a vacation. Automatically it gives me the date, the time, 8 hours, and the reason, the text, time off vacation. If I select yes, then this line goes away and is pasted over here. So those are the 2 options for events. I want to show you how simple and easy it is for you as a manager to create a file for each employee and share it with him, her. All you need to do is click on File, make a copy, change the name to Time Clock Employee B, for example. Click on Make a Copy. Well, let's click on C because I think I have a B. So everything is copied. You probably want to just delete the database if you didn't do it before. And all you need to do is click on Share. And in my case, I'll share it for my second email. Give them the editor option and click on Send. That's it. Then they can access it through their Sheets function and work as expected. Let me show you how it looks on their end after you share it with them. So let's click on Share with another email. Please use this file for clock management time. Alright? You may or may not get this message depending on if the emails are on your company. In my case, it's just another email that I have. So access updated, and let's now jump into how it looks on their end from the phone. I want to show you how it looks from the employee's perspective after you shared the file with them. So in my other email, which is representing an employee, I got this message: spreadsheet shared with you, time clock employee C. Allowed show and share a spreadsheet, yada yada yada. Please use this file for your clock management time. Click on open. It asks me which account because I have two. I select the right one, and I'm in the time clock, and you see that it's built for a mobile device. Maybe I can just zoom out a bit. So I'm going to select an event, clock in, and you can see it gives the second email, or my email, the other email, Lado Sharon, Gmail. I get the clock in, and let's wait, and we'll see that I can also click on clock out, and let's just change that to something like that. So I have something here, and then select yes for the confirm, and we're done. Now let's show you time off vacation. Same thing, yes, and we're done. And you can also see it here in the log database. Okay, I have the previous email because I just copied it, and the new email. Oops, sorry. And if I want to go to the dashboard, I now see the dashboard. Also, if I confirm without enough data, I'm gonna get this message: missing data, please fill required field. So that's how it looks like for the mobile. Very easy, very simple, and each of them will have their own file to use. Let's take a look at the app scripts that are a huge part of this file. To access app script, click on extensions, app scripts, and it's going to open this window. Now I have here three functions: the onEdit function, copy lines function, and get current user email function. The onEdit function is what triggers the data being copied whenever you select an event and whenever you click on the confirm. So basically, I want to differentiate if the cell that was edited is B1 and B2, and you'll see it soon enough. So declaring the variables: spreadsheet, this will give me the active spreadsheet; source sheet, this will give me the active sheet; event, that is the value in the range that I'm changing, so E, which is the referencing the changed cell, so E.range.getValue, that returns the value; column, var col, is going to return the column using the getColumn function; and row is going to be row 7. Okay, row 7, because that's going to be over here. So here I'm checking if what has changed, because onEdit works throughout my file, and I only want it to work in this sheet and for specific cells. So if the source, which we defined here, get name, which returns the name of the sheet, if it's equal to time clock, which it is, and the column is 2, and the E.range.getRow, which returns the row, is equal to, basically that means we're over here. We just clicked on confirm. So first of all, I want to clear the content of B3, which was the message previously showing here. Then I want to copy lines, and I'm going to add to clear the contents of also B2, which is the actual selection. So I'm referencing copy lines, and then I'm just going to delete clear B1 and B2. And we'll see copy lines later on. Okay, if now I'm in row number 1, so I'm in the select event drop-down list. First of all, I'm going to clear the contents of B3 in case I have a message. Then I'm going to get the email of the user, referencing that function, get current user email. Then I'm going to differentiate between clock in and clock out. That's why I have that parameter row. If the event is clock out, then I'm in row number 8. Otherwise, I'm in row number 7. So in B6, I'm going to set the value of the emails. So source sheet get range B6, which is over here, employee email, set value and email, which we got earlier using the get current user email. Now I'm checking if the event is clock in or clock out, because we have the other events, the time off. So if it's either of them, I'm going to set the value in the second column in row number 7 or 8. New date, so this is going to return the date of today. So source sheet get range row, which is 7 or 8, column 2, so this is going to be here or here. Set value, new date, that's going to paste that date over there, the current date and time. Now I'm going to clear content for the range over here, the event. So for time off, input time and reason. So if the event is time off or vacation or time off sick day, which was my two options, this is just a function I use to show me pop-up messages so I know I'm in the right direction. So source sheet get range B12 set value. I'm going to set the value over here of the date in 12, not in 7 or 8. I'm going to set the value 8 in B13, which is the hours time off. And I'm going to set the values in B14 for the event. Okay, what was the event I selected? Time off and sick day. Now, what you see here, which is showing as a comment, is what I built originally, but doesn't work on a mobile. This code will create a prompt or a pop-up message for the user to input how many hours they want. So this doesn't work on mobile, so I just stick to using a fixed number of 8. That's the on edit, or the changes in the sheet, the trigger commands when you change both drop downs. Let's look at copy lines to database, which is the function that works whenever you finish, whenever you click on confirm and it's okay. Again, referencing the spreadsheet, two sheets, database sheet is going to be log database, and source sheet is time clock, plus params is the parameters sheet. Last row function, that's the only place I use to get this last row. So I get this value over here, I'm going to use that. Then I have a check, a parameter that's going to help me understand if the data is okay. So check in the beginning equals 0. If the range in B7 get value is greater than 0, meaning the value in B7 and the value in B8 are greater than 0, so this and this together, so I have to have a clock in and a clock out, then check equals 1. If the range in B13 is greater than 0, meaning it's a time off event, then also check equals 1. If check equals 1, meaning I have a clock in, clock out together or time off, then I'm just going to copy. This is where I use this in a much easier way because I had to transpose it. So I'm just going to copy the range in row 3 6 columns, 1 row, row 3, column 6, 1 row, 9 columns. Okay, so this would be 6, 3, and all the way over here. So it's going to take basically this area transposed. So it's nice and easy to put it over here in a way that a pivot table is structured. Then I'm going to clear the inputs, B6 through B8, B12, B14. Just make sure this is clear and this is clear. That's if the check is equal 1. If the check is equal 0, meaning I did not fill out everything, then again this is a pop-up message that I took out because it doesn't work on the mobile. Instead, what I did is have this part that shows you a message in red. So source sheet, get range, B3, set value, missing data, please fill all required fields. Source sheet, get range, B12, B2, clear contents. So it's going to put the message and clear the confirm selection. The last function here is the get user email, which I found online, to be honest, and I probably need to look for where I got it exactly, but I don't really remember, but I found it a while back. This will return the user email. Not 100% clear on how it's done. I just know that it works. I've tried a lot of methods, and this one works also on the mobile. So I just have it here as a function I use. So the onEdit function triggers events for 2 drop-down selections, and the copy lines to database function will take this row and paste it here in the last row. Let's quickly recap what we reviewed today. A time clock reporting system run on Google Sheets that your employees can use to update their daily activity. The data captured here will be used for calculating the payslips and any other thing you want to review for your employees. Using Google Sheets allows the employees to use their phones in a very easy way. All they need is a Gmail account and they're ready to go. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to subscribe so you won't miss the next videos. Feel free to comment if you have any questions or thoughts. See you next time.